Look at that belly right there. How long have you been trying? Eating less, walking more, going through diet after diet, and it is still there, not moving, not changing. And you keep asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? But I need to be honest with you right now, you may not be doing anything wrong at all. The problem is coming from somewhere you cannot see. Last year, a study from Duke University and the University of Cambridge tracked more than 6,400 people across 29 countries and uncovered something that most doctors never voluntarily bring up with their patients. After age 60, your body is changing from the inside in a way that nobody ever prepared you for. And here is the part that genuinely kept me up at night when I finished reading that study. This is not coming from you being less active or losing muscle mass. It is coming from the cells inside your body quietly slowing down day by day, year by year, without you feeling a single thing. You might hear that and think, well, I am getting older. That is just normal. But no, this is not normal in the way you think. Because if you do not know this is happening, you will keep doing exactly what our generation was taught to do when we were young, to lose weight. And I have to be straight with you. That approach is not just ineffective anymore. It may actually be pulling your body in the completely opposite direction. In today's video, I am not going to give you the same general advice you have already heard 100 times. I am going to show you exactly 5 things that are blocking your belly fat loss after 60, why your body responds completely differently than it used to, and most importantly, what actually works for a body at this stage of life. Do not close this video because number 3 and number 5 are 2 things I can promise you no one has ever been this straight with you about. Part 1. Your metabolism is slower than you think. All right, let's start with the very first thing, and I really want you to understand this before we move on. What people call your metabolism is basically the speed at which your body burns energy to keep everything running, from your heartbeat to your breathing, your digestion, and everything in between. When you were young, that engine ran hot and fast. You could eat a big dinner the night before and wake up the next morning with a flat stomach. But now, it is a completely different story. The truth is that after 60, your body starts burning less and less energy each year. And this happens even if you have not changed a single thing about how you eat or how much you move. Researchers at Duke pointed out that the issue is not just about moving less or losing muscle. The cells inside your body are literally becoming less efficient than they used to be. Your major organs like your liver, your heart, your brain, and your kidneys, the ones that account for up to 65% of the energy your body uses every single day, are gradually running at a lower speed. So, what does that actually mean for you in real life? It means the amount of food your body needed to maintain your weight back when you were 40 years old may now be creating extra fat. Not because you are weak or lack willpower, but because your biology has changed. Just understanding this one thing can help you stop blaming yourself and start looking at the problem from the right direction. And speaking of the right direction, the next thing we need to talk about is something that a lot of people have absolutely no idea is happening inside their own body. Part 2. You're losing muscle without realizing it. Did you know that right now, while you are sitting here watching this video, your body may be quietly losing muscle with absolutely no obvious signs at all? This is one of the things I see older adults warned about the least, and yet it has one of the biggest impacts on belly fat loss. After the age of 50, our muscle mass starts to decline by about 1 to 2% every single year. By the time you hit 60, that rate speeds up even more. And this does not just make you weaker, it actually makes you fatter, even if the number on your scale stays exactly the same. Why? Because muscle is what burns calories even while you are sleeping. When you have less muscle, your body burns less energy every day, and that leftover energy goes straight to your belly. This is something I really want to drive home. A lot of people over 60 think they just need to eat less to lose weight. But if you cut your calories without doing anything to hold on to your muscle, you will end up losing more muscle, not fat. And when you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down even further. That is a cycle that is very hard to break out of if you do not know it is happening. Muscle is not just something that keeps you strong or looking fit. It is your body's main fat-burning engine. Keeping your muscle means keeping your fat-burning speed. I will get into exactly how to do that in the last part of today's video, but first, let me tell you about something that may be quietly destroying all of your efforts right there in your daily meals. Part 3. These 5 foods make fat loss impossible. This is the part that I think is going to catch a lot of people off guard, because some of the things I am about to mention may be foods you eat every single day and think are completely fine. But for a body that is over 60, these are the things that silently block belly fat loss in ways most people never connect. The first one is hidden sugar in packaged foods. Not the sugar you stir into your coffee, but the sugar hiding inside canned soups, pasta sauces, granola bars, and even whole grain bread that you think is healthy. At 60, your body processes sugar much more slowly than it used to, and the excess sugar that your body cannot use right away gets converted into fat and stored right around your belly. The second one is refined vegetable oils like sunflower oil, soybean oil, and corn oil. These oils are processed at extremely high temperatures, which creates compounds that can trigger low-grade inflammation inside your body. Chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the key reasons older bodies have such a hard time losing fat and keep accumulating it around the belly. The third one is sugary drinks, and that includes bottled fruit juice. A lot of people over 60 drink orange juice or apple juice every morning because they think it is a healthy choice. But a single 8-ounce glass of bottled orange juice can contain up to 21 grams of sugar, which is nearly as much as a can of soda. Your body cannot tell the difference between where the sugar comes from. It just processes it and stores the fat. The fourth one is low-fat or fat-free foods. This is a trap that our generation fell for over decades. When manufacturers remove the fat from food, they have to add sugar or starch to make it taste good. The result is that you eat less fat but actually take in more sugar, and that makes the situation worse, not better. The fifth one is refined white starch like white bread, white rice, and regular pasta. These foods digest very quickly, which causes your blood sugar to spike and then crash, leaving you hungry again faster and pushing your body to store even more belly fat. This is not just theory. This is something I have seen repeated over and over again with hundreds of my own patients. Part 4. Your hormones changed after 60. One of the biggest reasons why losing belly fat after 60 is so much harder than it was when you were younger is that your hormones have shifted in some very significant ways. And the sad thing is that most people have no idea this is happening until they sit down in front of me and ask why. They have tried everything, and that belly just will not budge. For women, when estrogen drops after menopause, the body starts moving fat away from the hips and thighs and parking it directly around the belly. At the same time, leptin, the hormone that helps control your feeling of fullness, is also affected, and that makes you feel hungrier even when you have actually eaten enough. This is exactly why so many women over 60 notice a sudden increase in belly weight, even when they have not changed a thing about how they eat. For men, testosterone gradually declines after 40 and keeps dropping after 60, and when testosterone is low, the body tends to store more fat, especially visceral fat deep around the belly, while also making it much harder to build and hold on to muscle. A study from Harvard Medical School that followed more than 1,800 older men found that those with lower testosterone levels had significantly more belly fat than the rest of the group, even when they had the same body weight and the same exercise habits. On top of that, something that both men and women face after 60 is insulin resistance. The body becomes less sensitive to insulin, which is the hormone that controls your blood sugar. When insulin does not do its job properly, blood sugar is much more easily converted into fat and stored around the belly. And this happens even in people who do not have diabetes. Understanding this helps you see why a diet that works perfectly for someone who is 30 years old simply does not work for someone who is 60. And it also helps you realize that choosing the right kinds of food matters far more than just eating less. Part 5. What actually works. All right, this is the part I know you have been waiting for. And I am going to be completely straight with you, no runaround. There is no magic pill, no secret exercise, nothing that can reverse your biology in 1 week. But there are things that genuinely work, and they are a lot simpler than you might think. The first and most important thing is protecting your muscle with protein. A study from the Aging Research Institute at Mayo Clinic found that people over 60 actually need more protein in their diet than younger adults just to maintain the same amount of muscle mass. The ideal target is around 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal, not spread across the whole day, but at each individual meal. This helps your body absorb and actually use the protein more effectively. Eggs, salmon, chicken, beans, and cottage cheese are all great sources that are easy to prepare. The second thing is resistance movement, which is basically any exercise that works against weight or tension. You do not need a gym membership or heavy weights. Simple exercises like squats, wall push-ups, or resistance bands at home, done about 2 to 3 times a week, are enough. This type of movement signals your body to hold on to and even rebuild muscle, which raises the number of calories you burn every day, even when you are just resting. The third thing is making sleep a priority. I know that might sound like it has nothing to do with belly fat, but it actually has everything to do with it. When you do not get enough sleep or your sleep quality is poor, your body produces more ghrelin, which is the hormone that drives hunger and at the same time reduces leptin, the hormone that makes you feel full. The result is that you will crave more food the next day, especially sweets and starchy carbs. Getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep is a non-negotiable part of losing belly fat as an older adult. The fourth thing is managing carbohydrates rather than cutting them out completely. You do not have to give up carbs, but choose ones that digest more slowly, like sweet potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, and oatmeal. These do not spike your blood sugar the same way, which helps your body maintain steady energy for longer and triggers far less fat storage. The fifth thing is staying properly hydrated. It sounds incredibly simple, but a lot of older adults are drinking less water than their body needs because the sense of thirst actually becomes less sharp as we age. A dehydrated body will confuse thirst for hunger, which leads you to eat more than you actually need. A simple goal is around 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, and start with 1 glass right when you wake up in the morning. Your body after 60 is not your enemy. It is just running on a different set of rules. And once you understand those rules, you will know exactly what to do. Belly fat is not a punishment for getting older. It is a signal that your body needs you to adjust how you are caring for it just a little. Start with the small things I talked about today. Protein at every meal, better sleep, less hidden sugar, and you will start to notice the difference. I believe that because I have seen it happen with so many people. If this video has been helpful for you, please share it with someone you care about, especially anyone over 60 who is struggling with that stubborn belly, so they do not have to keep figuring it out alone. Give this video a like so YouTube can recommend it to more people who need to hear this, and subscribe so we can meet again at the next piece of advice. I am Dr. Saul Whitman, and I am always here for your health.